Ryan Seacrest admitted he was scared to death as a contestant on Wheel of Fortune struggled to guess the correct answer and missed out on a $1 million prize. Ryan, 49, is the new host of Wheel of Fortune with Vanna White after replacing iconic star, Pat Sajak. And although he appeared to take to the job like a duck to water, a behind-the-scenes source said he was unprepared for the moment the contestant, Vivian, lost out on a life-changing amount of money. Ryan opened the envelope to reveal she would have scooped $1 million if she'd answered the question correctly. Fans have criticized Ryan's reaction, saying he didn't handle the distraught contestant too well. The insider told the U.S. Sun, he seemed nervous when holding the envelope. A lot of the audience members were looking at each other and acknowledging they knew the answer. It was painful to watch in the studio while cameras were rolling. It appeared she choked under pressure as she rattled out guesses and Ryan stood frozen watching her. He admitted to the audience afterward that he knew he was holding the $1 million envelope before revealing it and was in shock. He said he was scared to death standing there as she tried to clinch the top prize. Ryan appeared gobsmacked by the situation and asked Vanna and the crew aloud when the last time someone won $1 million was. He was told it was around 10 years ago and was left open-mouthed. The source described the atmosphere in the studio as very tense for the crew and small TV audience. It seemed he didn't really know how to speak to her afterward as he was in shock, but did his best to try and look on the bright side. She took it like a champ, but many members of the audience were chatting afterward about how they would have broken down. Ryan and Vanna briefly spoke to her when the cameras stopped rolling and she thanked them. She still seemed glad to be walking away with something, but who knows how she felt when she got home. Contestant Vivian made it to the bonus round for the What Are You Doing? Puzzle during the September 16th episode. She selected the letters C, H, M and P for consonants, while she picked the letter I for her vowel. Vivian admitted she was nervous as she watched many of the letters light up. In what seemed like an easy puzzle to solve for some audience members in the TV studio, she became flustered. Responded nervous as she watched the letters light up. Vivian screamed out, wondering some help, answering some help, finding some help, looking around for some help, boundary for help. But the buzzer went off before she could shout out the correct answer, offering some help. Ryan then revealed he was secretly holding the $1 million envelope and showed it to the contestant and briefly flashed it to the audience. The source said the TV audience gasped and were gutted for Vivian, who was left open-mouthed and put her head in her hands in shock. Ryan laughed and told her, "You were so close to that $1 million. You almost had it." He added, "Are you all right? Breathe. You're still walking away with $27,300 and that trip to Europe." She appeared lost for words and fans of the show criticized Ryan for how he handled the situation. One viewer complained, "Ryan doesn't show the envelope correctly. He keeps showing to the contestant when he should be showing it to the audience and viewers at home. Also, he didn't handle the distraught contestant too well." A second agreed, "I hear ya. It's more devastating maybe than he realizes." A third said, "Didn't Ryan say something like you're going to kick yourself or something like that? While Pat acted like somebody died." Ryan Seacrest had always been a man of composure, a seasoned host who had seen just about everything in the world of television. From his early days on American Idol to his current gig on Wheel of Fortune, Ryan knew how to handle the pressure of live TV, the emotions of contestants, and the weight of the show's stakes. But nothing had prepared him for this moment. This one was different. It was a typical evening on Wheel of Fortune, and the excitement in the air was palpable. The lights flickered, the familiar hum of the audience filled the studio, and the wheel itself gleamed under the bright stage lights. Tonight, however, wasn't just another episode. It was the moment everyone had been waiting for, a chance at the elusive $1 million prize. The contestant, a woman named Jennifer, had been on a roll all night. Her calm demeanor, quick thinking, and precise spins had earned her a spot in the bonus round, where she'd have a chance at the grand prize. Her family was in the audience, cheering her on, and the audience itself had become her biggest supporters. Everyone wanted her to win, and Ryan could feel the pressure building. As much as he had seen over the years, this felt like a big moment even for him. And then, it happened. As the round began, Jennifer's nerves became obvious. Her usually steady hand shook slightly as she selected her letters, her voice wavering as she stood in the spotlight. Ryan, standing next to her, tried to maintain his cool demeanor, but inside, his heart raced. This was what made Wheel of Fortune special, the unpredictability, the drama, and the life-changing moments. But with such high stakes, the tension could easily break anyone. The puzzle appeared on the board, _L_B_B_L_L_L_R. Jennifer's initial guesses hadn't given her much to work with, but there was still hope. The seconds ticked by, each one more agonizing than the last. She hesitated, looking desperately at the board, trying to piece together the answer. The pressure must be unbearable, Ryan thought to himself as he watched her grapple with the puzzle. Time was running out. 10 seconds, Ryan announced, his voice smooth but heavy with the weight of the moment. The room fell silent. The audience held their collective breath. Jennifer frantically tried to pull an answer out of thin air. "Global player," she finally shouted, her voice trembling with hope. The buzzer rang. Ryan's heart sank. That wasn't the answer. He knew it, and worse, she knew it. The puzzle solution was flexible labor, and it had eluded her in those crucial final seconds. Ryan had been through this before, contestants losing at the last minute, but this time felt different. This was the $1 million puzzle, and the loss hit harder than he could have imagined. As the solution flashed on the board, Jennifer's face crumpled. She stared at the screen in disbelief, her eyes welling up with tears. The audience groaned collectively, the sound of disappointment echoing throughout the studio. Ryan, still trying to maintain his composure, felt his own stomach churn. He had never seen someone so visibly shaken by a loss on the show. Jennifer had come so close, she had been just one correct answer away from changing her life forever. What happened next was something Ryan Seacrest had not been prepared for. Jennifer, unable to hold back her emotions, began to sob. Her shoulders shook as the weight of the loss crushed her. It wasn't just the money, it was everything. The hopes, the dreams, the months of preparation, and the thought of what could have been. Ryan stood frozen for a moment, unsure of what to do. He had dealt with emotional contestants before, but this was different.